Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. My name is Christopher Bell. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a long-term Boglehead investor. I'm author of the book Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon. Links in this video. And I'm a massive hater of Meat Breath Kevin. Now, we all know what happened. I've made like 20,000 videos about that freaking clown who I've been calling out for the past year for being a total grifter and a degenerate that has no idea what he's doing. And I was proven right. And it feels really, really good. Now, recently, Meat Breath was interviewed by his buddy, Tom Nash. This handsome fella who does not in any way look like a pug. Another big financial YouTuber. I don't know why I think that's so funny. Anyway, Tom Nash interviewed his buddy. And basically had Kevin explain himself. Kevin, what are you doing? Why'd you sell your portfolio, bro? Even though you said you were diamond hands and you weren't leaving, 48 hours later, 48 hours before. And the interview was, I didn't watch the whole thing, but, it was interesting to watch. It was fun to watch Meat Breath kind of explain away his total degeneracy and lack of knowledge in the stock market and how to actually build wealth long run. Now, in this video, Tom Nash has a special message, and I'm going to react to it because I think he's totally freaking wrong with what he's saying. Let's watch.
So over the past 2 weeks, ever since Meet Kevin, one of the most prominent financial YouTubers on the scene, sold his entire portfolio after saying that he's basically staying all in and he's not leaving. 24 hours later, 48 hours later, he completely liquidated everything he got and basically cashed out.
Yeah, he panic sold because he had a bunch of garbage stocks that got annihilated when the market corrected. And we're not even in a huge correction right now. The market hasn't gone down that much, if anything at all. Some stocks have been annihilated. A lot of stocks that have had a lot of growth priced into them, a lot of overvalued stocks, and a lot of trash, unprofitable small cap growth companies have been freaking annihilated. As they should, because all stocks eventually return to their intrinsic value. Now, all you freaking clowns last year that thought you were geniuses because Stoinks only went up and you bought a bunch of trash listening to Meat Breath and, all the other clowns. Your comeuppance has come. You're now getting annihilated. So yeah, Meet Kevin sold because he was getting annihilated. He really thought, it was probably true. He probably thought he was going to go into the red. Highly possible, especially after taxes. He's a clown, and I was right.
Now, what I've seen over the past 2 weeks is people go viciously at this man's throat and try to take him for everything he's got. It gotten so bad, the dude actually had to turn off his comments.
Yeah, because he deserves it. Now, a lot of people think, some people are being too mean. They think I'm being too mean. No, I truly believe Kevin is a freaking disaster for people's financial lives. It's not funny when somebody loses somebody their life savings. Some young, gullible, inexperienced investor, or even an older person, which is even worse, sees Meat Breath. He's wearing a suit. He talks about inflation. He sounds so intelligent. He's a great salesman. And they listen to him. And they buy a bunch of trash stocks. And Meet Kevin says, diamond hands, diamond hands. And then he sells, basically pulls the rug. A lot of these people are getting financially ruined. It's not a joke. It's not funny, okay? I've been saying this for the past year and a half. Finances are serious, okay? If you want to actually retire, not live in poverty or live off Social Security, you're going to have to actually invest for the long term. But if you listen to somebody like Kevin, who's going to recommend garbage stocks and cryptocurrencies, you're going to potentially lose your life savings. And you will live your last years of your life in complete and utter poverty. That's not a joke, okay? He deserves all the hate and more. He deserves more hate. I've been hating on him for a year and a half. I know what he's doing, and I think it's freaking gross. Disgusting.
Imagine that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if I 100% agree with what he did. In fact, I think there's a lot of issues with how he carried himself and how he communicated his choices. I think there's a big problem with him trying to communicate that as some sort of a rational, analytical methodology where he just, in a 24-hour cycle, completely reversed his position. Instead of just being honest about it. I think, and I told this to his face in our interview. I told him, hey, Kevin, I think you should, just say it. It's an intuition. It's a hunch. I followed my gut. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to follow your gut. But I think him trying to justify that in creating them some sort of elaborate explanation of how this played out and how mathematically it all made sense all of a sudden 24 hours later. I think it's the wrong move, and that's why I think he's getting a lot of the heat. However,
Look, if you trust your gut in the market, you're probably going to make the wrong decision. You're probably going to make an impulsive, stupid decision. That's why I always say dollar cost average into tax advantage accounts and buy total world stock market index funds and never freaking sell. Better yet, don't check your portfolio for 30 years. I know it sounds freaking crazy and it's hard to resist looking at your stocks, but the more you look at the market and the more you read the news and the more you watch people like Meat Breath, the more likely you are to make stupid freaking decisions like he did. He's going to keep making these mistakes because he watches the market constantly. And it just takes one time to get spooked. And you make one rash decision and you potentially annihilate your financial future, which is not a joke. It's not funny, okay? You could live the rest of your life working, sick, old, not being able to retire because you listened to a freaking loser like me, Kevin, and took financial advice from him. Disgusting.
don't agree with what he did, and I feel like it devalues the value proposition of his course.
His course never had a value proposition. He teaches everything that is counterintuitive or counter to building wealth long run. He wants you to, watch the market. He wants you to buy overvalued growth stocks. He wants you to look at cryptocurrencies, options. All of that crap is going to leave you down in the poorhouse, okay? You don't need to watch the market. You should not watch the market. You should not watch the news. You should not watch clowns like this. They will lead you down the wrong path. His course is and always was complete and utter freaking garbage. And honestly, I don't care that he sold. I knew he was an idiot, okay? I knew he didn't know what he was doing. What I'm taking advantage of is what I've been saying for the past year, and nobody listened. Everybody thought I was an idiot. And then he finally slipped up, and I finally got the opportunity to show people that if you watch the market and you try to act like you're smart, you're going to make a stupid decision, okay? It's not hard to build wealth. You just need to have patience and persistence and not watch Meet Kevin.
However, he's within his freaking right to do it. It's his money. He can do whatever you want. He didn't really do anything wrong morally. That's the thing I don't think people understand. But whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I've said it before.
I think his whole enterprise is morally wrong. I think he's annihilating people's financial futures. I think that is disgusting, sick, and depraved. Okay? That's one of the most disgusting things you can do is destroy somebody's life financially. Okay? Look at the average American. Poor, broke, indebted, never going to be able to retire. Meet Kevin is part of that problem. Okay? And what he did was morally wrong because he told people who follow him and look up to him for whatever reason, because he wears a suit. He has a suit. They followed him, and all he said was, buy the dip, diamond hands. And then he just freaking pulls the rug under everybody. I wasn't surprised, but a lot of his fans were. But of course his channel grew, because that's how YouTube works. The dumber you are, the bigger you get on YouTube.
Or, like the guy, like his channel, like his content, I think he screwed up on this one. And I think he needs to come out and explain exactly what happened, even if it cost him a few course sales. However, whether you think I'm right or wrong, whether you like the guy, whether you hate the guy, y'all are forgetting that you're putting some really mean stuff in the comment section and these message boards and the videos that are being made. I mean, the dude has a family. He has a wife. He has kids. He has friends. I mean,
all his course members and people that follow him also have wives and kids and families. And what he's doing is he's enriching himself. He's financially fine. Even if he loses every dollar in the stock market, he has such a strong grifting empire. He can make the money right back. It doesn't matter what happens in his portfolio. But people that can't afford to lose money are losing money because of him. It's freaking sick, okay? And here's Tom saying, oh, Kevin, you're saying some mean stuff. He deserves it, okay? I don't know how I can explain this any better. He freaking deserves it and more. I don't care if he has a family, okay? I don't give a crap because he's ruining other families, possibly millions, depending on how many people are actually following him. What he's done is sick, and he keeps doing it. He's not going to stop. And sadly, he's going to be rewarded for it.
Like his circle of trust, his friends, his family is reading these comments. You're shaming him so viciously in front of his wife, friends, and whatnot. I mean, this is a freaking human being. You forget because he's rich and because he's on TV or YouTube, whatever. You guys forget this is like a real human being with emotions. I mean,
Yeah, just like all his fans that he screwed over that also have families. But it doesn't matter because you can't hurt his family. He has a family. That's such a weak freaking argument, Tom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just is.
the fact that they turned off the comments really just shows you how much, he's probably felt hurt.
Yeah, he's a freaking pussy, okay? You know how many bad comments I get? I know I'm right. I have conviction. It doesn't bother me if people make fun of me about cryptocurrency or call me balding, even though I'm not. I've always had this hairline, or fat. I lift weights, I'm not fat. I don't care. Because I know I'm right. I believe. I have conviction. Me, Kevin, doesn't have conviction. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's why he lets the negativity impact him. If he truly believed in what he did, he wouldn't care. But of course he does. I think deep down he knows he's a freaking fraud and a thief and a grifter.
So whether you think is right, whether you think is wrong, I think going for this man's throat and trying to publicly shame him is not the right way to do it. In fact, I don't agree with it at all. And if you fuck with that kind of behavior, I don't fuck with you. Simple. I think criticism is important, and I think vocally criticizing him for screwing up, or myself when I do it, is important.
I think not destroying people's financial futures is important, but that doesn't seem to matter. He has a family.
However, going at this man personally and trying to completely shame him into submission, I don't fuck with that. I think it's a wrong move, and I don't agree with that. At the end of the day, and I said it again, I said it to his face, I think there's a lot of BS in how he explained what happened. But that shit don't justify people saying whatever it is they said over the past 2 weeks. Now,
And it's not about him selling. It's about the selling showing that he's been a fraud all along. Like I've been saying, this isn't hard, ladies and gentlemen. This is not hard.
become this cancel culture outside of YouTube, and now I feel it's sipping into the financial education community. So I don't want to see anybody get canceled. Definitely not Kevin, who's a good dude.
He's not a good dude. He's not.
And I definitely don't want to see us become this community where it's toxic and we're just basically going at people's throat like this. So now criticize Kevin, lay out your arguments, say what you think is wrong, but please, stop with this personal attacks. I mean, that's just fucking, it's just not cool. I mean, you're forgetting he's a kid. He's what, like 27? I don't know, 28 years old kid with young kids and the wife and shit.
I'm 32, guys, and I have a kid. You can't make fun of me anymore. Yeah, good argument, Tom.
It's a human being. Just lay off the dude. It's not cool. See you, but
Yeah, not cool. Whatever, Tom. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Tom's video. I think it's complete trash, and I think he's just trying to cover for his little butt buddy. I don't know. How many videos do I have to make before it really starts to sink in? I mean, I don't want anything like... I don't want Kevin to, get killed or something, but he needs to go back to real estate. He needs to stop what he's doing, okay? He hasn't learned his lesson. He's doubling down on his stupid courses and live streams. He hasn't changed. He hasn't skipped a freaking beat. Whatever. But hey, it's good fuel for my channel. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends about me, and I'll see you later. Cheers!